Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Rebels TV for another week. The bye round out of the way. We're back into Rebels footy this weekend and very much looking forward to it. Sean Kelly's my name, joining me as he does every week, fresh off the plane from Sydney from his Vic Country duties as team manager. Our Rebels talent manager, Phil Partington. Parto, welcome.
G'day Sean, great to be back and great to see the Vic Country boys come away with a win against the Allies.
Tell us a little bit about the game. A 12-point win against the Allies. Started the carnival off on fantastic fashion. The Vic Country boys already one more win than last year and going pretty nicely to start.
Yeah, we're happy with the result, Sean. We were down at three-quarter time and came home really well, and our rotations worked well, and Matt Battistello coached really well on the day, and just a great environment to be in, Sean, with the boys of the Vic Country. They gelled really well and worked really closely together.
One of our very own in there on the weekend as well, Lloyd Meek, the big man, starting in the ruck and had a pretty good impact from all reports.
Great impact, first kick, first tackle, first contest was really good, Sean, and look, he put his best foot forward in front of the AFL recruiters. He would have walked away pretty happy with his game.
Well, let's find out directly from the horse's mouth, because we've got Big Meeky in here to have a chat about the Vic Country game in round one of the National Under-18 Championships on the weekend. So here he is, Lloyd Meek. Welcome back to Rebels TV. Joining us once again to talk about the Vic Country team in the National Under-18 Championships is the Vic Country ruckman and Vic Country forward and our very own Lloyd Meek. Meeky, welcome back, mate. Beautiful response to your segment the other week, so we had to get you back in. It's what the fans wanted.
Thanks, Shawnee. Honoured to be here, as always.
And a fantastic start for you in the NAB Under-18 National Championships on the weekend. Take us through, I suppose, before we get to talking about the game itself, take us through the experience like we did last time, because you went into camp on Friday afternoon. The game was on the Sunday. You did some training in an AFL venue, obviously, on the plane to Sydney. Tell us about that.
Yeah, really productive weekend, Shawnee. It was an unreal experience to spend it with a great bunch of boys. We went down on Friday and trained at Essendon, really good facilities, and a really good session. I think the coaches got a lot out of seeing the players play, the actual playing group play and train together.
Indoor session in the hangar, or are we out on the ovals?
Out on the oval, on the Eddie had size oval.
Yes.
So not the main one, just number 2, but no, it was good. And then Saturday we flew out Friday night up to Sydney, which was good.
Up at pointy end of the plane, or obviously big 282, you don't squeeze into an economy seat.
No, I didn't actually on the way up. Had to rough it out, but
wow,
it was alright. Yeah, no, it didn't matter.
Get the extra leg room row at least?
Yeah, no, we did on the way home.
Oh, that's good.
The way home.
That's good.
So when I was sore and tired, got on the way home.
Good thing.
But yeah, no, went through some leadership sessions and discussed as a team the traits that we wanted to be seen as a Vic Country team, and really good weekend. A great bunch of fellas. Everyone was getting along really well, and yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It was good.
And then Sunday, obviously, game day against the Allies at the Blacktown Sports Complex in Sydney, and straight away into the action. First tackle, first kick, first possession of the game, making a bit of a statement straight up.
No, yeah, it was a really good game. I thought the Allies might have had us there in the third quarter, but no, I think deep down we knew that we could pull through. Very good win. I think the vibe after the rooms was a great indicator of how happy everyone was to start the carnival with such a good win.
Tell us about your game. Obviously 13 disposals, 16 hit-outs on the day, kicked a goal in the first quarter as well. How did you feel that you went on the day?
Not too bad, thanks, Shawnee. Not too bad. About middle of the range. I think just an average one. I had patches where it was good and patches where I probably have a lot more to work on. But as usual, there's always plenty to keep moving forward into, and hopefully I'll be able to be a bit more productive next week. But yeah, we'll just play it week by week.
Oh, it's a good start, Meeky. Well done on your efforts in the first week of the NAB Under-18 National Championships. Interesting to see what happens this weekend. Obviously, Parto said that we'll get the availability later on in the week, and hopefully we might see you run out for the Rebels, but if not, enjoy the rest, and hopefully rest yourself up for a big game against Vic Metro next weekend.
Yeah, very true. No, either way, I'm just keen to keep playing footy.
Lloyd Meek, the Rebels and Vic Country ruckman, joining us here on Rebels TV. Time to take it back into the studio. We'll bring Parto back in. We'll get on with the rest of the show. Lloyd Meek, Rebels ruckman forward, starting it off nicely in the first game of the NAB Under-18 National Championships, and hopefully set himself a good carnival.
Well, in 2 weeks' time, Sean, we play Metro at Punt Road. So looking forward to that big game with the carnival, that Metro versus Country rivalry.
Country having a bye this weekend, of course. A chance that some of the boys might float back and play TAC footy.
Yeah, we'll see what their workload's like, Sean, and Lee Fraser, the Country Pathways Manager, will work that out, and we'll be advised this week who can play, who can't play across the TAC Cup program.
Beautiful work indeed. No, of course, no Mars player of the day this week due to no Rebels game on the weekend. Inside 60, though, we do have, and it's been a big few weeks for this bloke that's coming up because he played his first Rebels game a couple of weeks ago against the Murray Bushrangers and played quite nicely. He then played his first senior game with his home club on the weekend in the Ballarat Football Netball League. I speak, of course, of Elliott Lamb, going very nicely at the moment, going inside 60 this week.
Be great to hear from Chops, and looking forward to see how he goes.
He will indeed, the Lamb Kebab, but let's have a listen to what he has to say for himself inside 60, thanks to bluegum clothing, Elliott Lamb.
Wobbles. Back pocket. Zach Jones. North Ballarat Football Club. Athletic. Dane O'Brien on Tuesday night. He's just copious amounts of work. Anyone with Tom Clark, funny. Charlie Wilson, just always getting offended by stuff. Senior debut. Ryan Polkinghorn, he's just really smart and good running capacity. Fletcher later in the inter-club match, he's just quick in patches and good set shot.
Elliott Lamb inside 60, thanks to bluegum clothing. A little bit of cheek about him, I don't mind it.
No, spoke well, Sean, very well.
He's done very nicely indeed. Back in action this weekend, Parto. Are the GWV Rebels taking on the Gippsland Power? A really interesting game, and I suppose if you're looking at a win-loss position, one that the Rebels probably need to get a hold of. Don't look at the fixture for this one that was sent out at the start of the year. 1:00 p.m. at Casey Fields this game as well. It's been moved, the time moved, and the venue moved as well. Tell us a little bit behind that.
There's a bit of a clash with the Morwell Football Club and their game at the home of the Gippsland Power. So we've gone to a mutual sort of venue. Sean, and Casey Fields is a VFL ground. AFL grounds teams play there as well occasionally. So looking forward to playing the Gippy Power there. And
an interesting weekend as well, given that it's Futures Round in the TAC Cup. The first of 3 Futures Rounds, I believe. Tell us a little bit about the Futures Round concept, because it's something new to the TAC Cup competition.
Yeah, it's a new initiative for us, Sean, the Futures Round. So we'll be able to play 13 top ages and 11 bottom ages this week and the next 3 weeks. So gives the AFL recruiters a bit of a look now at the future drafts ahead. So there's a lot of draft swapping or draft trading of future picks. So giving the AFL recruiters a bit of a look, and so we have a look to see what's in the future, Sean.
So I suppose the first thing that pops out from there is playing 24 players this week, no 23rd man?
No 23rd player, 24 players, and 13 top ages and 11 bottom ages. So we'll have a couple of top ages go back and play local football this week that have been pretty regulars in the team. So good look at the future, Sean.
Yeah, it was indeed. And some interesting players have come back, like Charlie Wilson, for instance, missed the last game, bottom age player. He might be one that'll come back in, obviously, if he gets through training this week as well. So it'll be interesting to see some changes in the Rebel side this week too.
Yeah, getting our local match reports back now, Sean. So Jerry Fitzgerald, the coach, and I are looking through those at the moment, see who played well. You never know, we might have a couple of debutants too, Sean.
Very, very good to hear. Now, forecasting a little bit, Parto, because obviously there's some big things coming up in the future for the Rebels. The game this week is very, very big, but beyond that, next week's going to be pretty large as well. Sunday, the 25th of June. Early start, VFL TAC Cup doubleheader here at Eureka Stadium, and from all reports, it'll be Eureka Stadium open to the public.
Fingers crossed, Sean. We'll hopefully say the fingers crossed. New scoreboard will be hopefully working, and it's great to have a double header with the Roosters as well. So a great partnership with the Roosters, and most of our players go up and play Roosters in the VFL. So looking forward to hopefully that happening, and the opening of Eureka Stadium to use the whole venue, as I could say, Sean. 3
weeks after that, we have our annual Friends of the Rebels Day, our Sponsors Day as well, partnering with Ronald McDonald Charities. All the info on the screen at the moment, part Parto. 16th of July, the game against the Chargers. Tell us a little bit about what's happening there.
Well, it's our biggest day on the social calendar for the Rebels, Sean. So raising important money for Ramadan House charity. So families of 6 children have got somewhere to stay and looking after their sick child in hospital. So over the last 3 or 4 years, Sean, we've raised about $12,000, around about $3,500 per year. So we want all the friends of the Rebels, that's players, sponsors, parents, schools, all to be involved and get along to that game. It's a really important one for us, Sean.
Yeah, it's a great day as always, having the function as well, and then watching the Rebels in full steam with the stadium looking an absolute treat for that day. And then after that, Parto, another big event coming up as well, a past players reunion for the Rebels. Tell us about that.
Yes, Sean, the first one we've done in my time as talent manager, having a reunion. So it coincides with a 20-year reunion of the 1997 TAC Cup Premiership team against the Dandenong Stingrays, who we actually play that day, Sean. So, and it's also the Festival of Football for the Ballarat City Council. So you've got the AFL game, Port Adelaide versus Western Bulldogs on the 19th of August. The day after, 3 TAC Cup games. So a great festival of footy. So all the details to all past players, just from the 97 year too, Sean. Any year that can come through and enjoy the hospitality of the Rebels that day.
Yeah, it should be another fantastic day as well, so keep an eye out for the mailboxes for that one. Parto, job at hand this weekend up against the Gippsland Power at Casey Fields. Best of luck for this weekend. Very much looking to see what the Rebels do on the field this weekend as well.
Looking forward to it, Sean, giving a lot of young kids the opportunity in the futures round, so hopefully put a win on the board.
Yeah, let's hope so as well. That's all we've got for this week on Rebels TV. Thank you for joining us once again, and we'll see you next Wednesday evening at 6 p.m, same time, same place as always, right here on Rebels TV.